Your son was 17 when he was dating his girlfriend, and she became pregnant.
That's right, yeah.
So she was, by the time the baby arrived, he was just 18.
Just 18.
And the baby was she was pregnant at 6 months. They decided to get married and try and make a real go of things.
That's right, yeah, yeah. As you do when you're young, you know, they think they know what they're doing and
Yeah.
Well, they made it
thought
work
they
for
were
2
doing it
years,
right.
didn't they?
Exactly, that's right, yeah.
And how close were you all? Because I know that his partner was very close to her family.
She was, yeah.
But for you guys, how close were you to them and to your granddaughter?
To his girlfriend, not that close, because she was always it was always her family that really came first. But I'm close to both my children, and we always have been, and we always welcomed them to our house and spent a lot of time with our granddaughter.
So when they eventually, after 2 years, called it a day, that it wasn't going to work out, for a while things were OK, weren't they?
It was OK, yeah. But it seemed that there was a pattern to it, because if he gave her the demands that she wanted to the mother, then she was OK in letting him see the child.
Right.
But if he said no to anything, then, you know, she would put a block there and stop us seeing her.
Well, eventually...
As if she was using her as a weapon,
yeah.
sort of thing.
They'd been separated for a while, so he started seeing other people, and then the relationship entirely and completely broke down.
It got worse when he met somebody else.
Yeah.
It did get worse when he met somebody.
And so there was one particular day at the zoo, wasn't there, which went
That's
wrong?
right, yeah. He'd taken her to the zoo with his new partner and her child. And when he got to the zoo, they paid to go in and everything. And she rung him and told him that she wanted her back straight away. And if he didn't, she'd ring the police, she'd make it awkward for him. And he just gave in to her demands for peace for the child,
And
really.
this upset the little girl
Obviously,
as well.
yeah, and all the way back in the car, she was crying and screaming, which upset him. And he just come to me and he said, I can't do this. It's heartbreaking for the child. I can't see her go through that. Do you know what I mean? It was heartbreaking to see.
And so, from the age of 4,
yeah,
you haven't seen her since?
No.
And
I remember the exact date, the time, and everything that I last seen her.
And how old is she now?
She'll be 10 in August.
Oh my goodness.
And you were told that you would have to go through the courts.
Yeah.
And if you went through the courts, obviously it's extremely expensive now.
Very,
Your
very
son
expensive.
knows someone who had a similar track, and it ended up costing £11,000.
£11,000, yeah.
So do you catch a glimpse of? Because you're in the same town as her.
Yeah.
And you know where the school is.
Yeah.
And so do you see her?
I often, to be honest, if I'm going somewhere, if I can drive past their house just to try and get a glimpse or whatever. The hardest bit is, so if you're out shopping, I could be in a supermarket and you'll hear somebody call a child of the same name, so you'll automatically turn and look and think, is that her, hoping that could be her? Or you hear a child call Nanny, and that is heartbreaking, to hear someone call Nanny.
And it's like a grieving process.
It is. It's like losing someone. It is like losing someone, because one day they're there, the next minute you're trying to clutch at every small glimpse to see them.
And your son isn't seeing his daughter either?
No.
No contact at all?
No contact at all. It was going to cost him so much money to go through a court, which he hasn't got. He really hasn't got. He's trying to build a business. He hasn't got. And to represent yourself, because the family that he would be dealing with, you know, it's quite intense, and a lot of horrible things are said and that aren't true, but you try proving it in a court.
And you did. You yourselves tried to pay for mediation, and she didn't turn up, so you even tried that route.
That's right,
and with no success there either.
That's right, yeah. But with grandparents, you see, you have to apply to the court for permission to apply for a contact order.
Yeah.
The court can grant a contact order. But if that mother decides that she... You know, if you're told, well, you can have her on a Sunday from 11 till 6, and you turn up at 11, if she's not there, there's absolutely nothing you can do. They can't enforce it.